Yo, what is good, people? Welcome back to another episode of the F1 2022 My Team series here on the channel. It is the last time I will say that intro for Season 1, at least. It's the final episode of Season 1. We have the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix today to end off the season. Just want to start this episode by saying a massive thanks to everyone who's supported this series so far, everyone who's watched every single episode, or even if you just watched one episode, hit the like button once, watch one video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the support through this series, and we are going to be back with a Season 2. Of course, once we do finish this season, we will have next week a pre-season video. I'm not sure which day I'll do the pre-season video on yet. I'm thinking it might be Wednesday, and then the first race comes on Friday, just to give you a bit of time, or to give people a bit of time to watch this video and leave comments about which teammates and stuff we should buy, which we'll talk about later on in the episode. First of all, though, we have to take a new ICE. Of course, last episode in Brazil, we were on for a great finish, P4, and we were looking like we were going to finish in. And then the ICE blew up. It was painful to see a great race weekend in Brazil ended in heartbreak. And yeah, so it is what it is, man. Getting into this, though, today in Abu Dhabi. Brand new track layout on F1 2022. Excited to get into it. I did a bit of practice before. I'm trying to get used to it. Not that good, to be honest. Well, me at least. I like the changes to the track, but obviously with it being a brand new circuit, and I only put in like probably 20-30 minutes of practice. Yeah, so I was coming very slow, or at least I felt like anyway. But let's get into qualifying anyway. Starting P20, we're taking that grid penalty anyway, so we need to try and get a good qualifying session done here. But like I say, with the new changes to the track, which we'll discuss going through this qualifying lap, yeah, it just wasn't good. Down into turn 1, braking about 75 metres normally for turn 1, watching that curb on the exit. Now this section, you need to try and take flat out, but for some reason I just couldn't. I don't know if it was setup issues or just the car. Couldn't take it flat out, losing a lot of time to the AI through there. They've removed the chicane and just made it a straight down into the hairpin now. And with the new entry to the hairpin, I didn't know how to take it. Late apex, early apex, didn't really know where to hit it. So we were losing time, I think, through the hairpin every lap as I tried to take different lines and things like that. Down the straight, we're ever so slightly up in the delta. Still a massive straight here in Abu Dhabi, braking just before the 100-meter board. Missing that first apex a little for this uphill chicane. Very tricky, especially with the curbs on the exits there. Very bumpy, the curbs in this circuit as we hit the second DRS zone. And they've removed the triple chicane here by the Marina. So coming down the straight, it is now just a one big swooping left-hander, which just threw me off a little. I didn't know how to take this corner either, but we managed to carry some nice speed through there this time, riding the curb right up to the limits of track limits there. Surprised we didn't get an invalidation for that one, but coming through now, this area is all the same, where of course it's not the same actually. They moved the curves back to open up the angle of entry for those corners, so I was losing time through there as well because it was just trying to take new lines and stuff. That's where of course Latifi crashed last season, which caused all of the drama. But we go 6/10 quicker on that lap, a 126 flat, and that's good enough for P12 at the moment. That is going to be our final lap in the qualifying session. As you see, we come out of that corner there and very, very messy, and then lose the back end. That's what happens if you try and take that corner flat out. You lose the back end, and as you can see there, we've got some damage to the, well, not even damage, but some wear to the engine, the turbocharger and the gearbox taken where we do finish in P19 in qualifying. So let's get to the race and try and improve on that for one last time.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina Circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. So we go into battle once more then, as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina Circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles. 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. We expect average speeds of around 123 miles per hour. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty, Daniel Ricciardo, and Bottas. Fernando Alonso, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Magnussen, Russell, and Lance Stroll. Perez, they've taken a grid penalty. Gasly, Mick Schumacher, and Norris. Tsunoda, Vettel, Nicholas Latifi and Guan Yu Zhou. Albon, the owner-driver, Ocon and Daniel Ticktum. And now it's time to head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Let's get it then, people. One last time, one last dance in Season 1 of the My Team series. It's still all to play for, actually, for P9 in the Drivers, well, in the Constructors' Championship. Of course, the Constructors is where the money comes from for next season. So it would be very nice to finish P9 ahead of Williams and Aston Martin. I think there's only 5 points between us, so if Stroll and Vettel manage to score 5 more points than me and Dan Ticktum this race, then they will finish above us in the Constructors. And right now, I don't actually know where they are because I didn't watch the grid, but me and Dan Ticktum are sat in P20 and P22, so miles outside of the points, and all they need to do, the Aston Martin, to score 5 more points. So it's going to come right down to the wire here in this race, and let's get into it, man. I've already explained the importance of the formation lap in the last few races. Let's see, can we just get a good starting grid spot as we park up on the grid here? Alex Albon doing some burnouts there, Zhou Guan Yu going slow in front, and we get an optimal grid parking spot there as it turns purple. Things you love to see. Medium tyres up to temperature. Looks like everyone opting for the one-stop strategy, probably. And there's a car at the back of the grid there, glitched sideways. That's very weird to see, but it is 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. And maybe it's not a glitch, because that car's just reversed off the track. Don't know what they're doing at the back there, but it's lights out and away we go. In the final race of the season, we're looking good at the start here. Shooting one up the inside, taking a lot of curb. So we have to give some of that advantage back to Yuki Tsunoda and Mick Schumacher there, because we got an unfair advantage from cutting the curb. So we let those two overtake us again. But still, flying start up from P20 up into P16 now as we sent one up the inside. And look how many cars going so wide here. That's like 6 wide through the hairpin. Absolutely crazy scenes. Can we avoid any contact or damage? I know for sure someone has taken damage in there. There's no way we went 6 wide through a corner and nobody took any front wing damage. Down this long straight though into the chicane. Vettel up the inside. We're going around the outside of Vettel, very late on the brakes, trusting the car to get slowed down, and that's a fantastic overtake on Vettel if we can make that stick, and we sure can. A great overtake there to go around the outside of Sebastian Vettel. Great brake control and car control there from us down into the chicane. Very nice to see that. There goes Mick Schumacher around the outside of Lando Norris. Norris up the inside though, and that's a great move from Norris as well. He looked like he'd lost that position to Schumacher and just had so much more grip and traction up the inside of that corner than Mick. And we've already seen last episode, we are faster than the Haas, it feels like sometimes. And up to the outside there of Schumacher as we come through the left-handed section, we have to take evasive action over the curbs to not go into the back of Schumacher because he was going so slow. And then we managed to actually get past him, so we're up into P14 already. Can we try and get towards the points? There's Lance Stroll in the MFD in the top left. He's in P12, and there is people into the pits. Hamilton, Alonso into the pits. Some other people now. Lance Stroll is in P9, battling with Lando Norris. Norris round the outside. Stroll looks messy, coming through turn 1. We're up into P11 after people go into the pits, and a huge snap of oversteer there, which we've had to catch, and we managed to before we go off the track and into the wall. That was a crucial moment to catch that oversteer there, and I'm absolutely shaking in the car now, thinking, oh, that was a dangerous one, you know. That was a massive snap of oversteer, and we was lucky not to overcorrect that and put the car in a spin the other way. But Lance Stroll in the points now in P10. Don't know where his teammate thingy is. I think Lando Norris actually pit there. I think he took damage with Lance Stroll. But yeah, don't know where Sebastian is. So we don't know whether that means, because obviously P9 I think is 2 points, is it? So, and we're currently on 1 point. So this is Aston Martin having 1 more point than us. Anyway, down to the chicane there, or not the chicane, the hairpin. Someone trying to go around the outside. Yuki Tsunoda and Mick Schumacher now trying to attack us as well. It's Tsunoda on the outside. He's going to have DRS, but we're using a lot of our battery charge to try and stay ahead of Tsunoda. And maybe he doesn't have DRS actually. I don't know why he didn't. Did we have DRS there? No, I don't know why Tsunoda didn't have DRS. Unless he turned it off, which would be very weird. And we go very deep into the chicane there, and Tsunoda manages to make a move up the inside, but we do have DRS ourselves on Tsunoda here. Can we try and stick with Tsunoda? We've got the MFD up, looking at tyre temperatures there, because we were really struggling with tyre temperatures, especially coming through turn 2. I told you in qualifying, you need to try and take it flat out, but we just didn't have the rear grip to take that flat out. We were spinning, well, we were going to spin, as you saw in qualifying, if you tried to take it flat out. Now, Tsunoda manages to put in a bit of a gap, and you see, I'm checking that engine, there's 67% wear on the turbocharger and the gearbox. Not what we like to see. I just didn't want to take more grid penalties than we have to, with it being the last race of the season. Snap of oversteer again. Little wobble, fighting the car every time through turn 2 and 3. And that's going to allow Mick Schumacher to have a good run on us, down into the hairpin, as he goes up the inside. Pushes us a little wide there, Max Verstappen-esque on Lewis Hamilton last year. We leave the inside open, but we do have DRS on Schumacher. We let him get ahead before the DRS marker. Very tactical move from me. Speaking of Sebastian Vettel, he's actually behind us, so we don't have to worry about Vettel's points. It's just Stroll that's ahead that's going to score the points. Deep on the brakes again, into the chicane there, and now we park ourselves on the apex, coming around the corner, and there's contact with Mick Schumacher, and Schumacher spins us around, and we are spun in this race, and there's lots of debris across the track there. Yellow flag, safety car is out, Dan Ticktum out of the session. What has just happened there? We got tangled up with Mick Schumacher. You see Vettel go up the inside of Schumacher. We go 3 wide, coming through the chicane, and Schumacher gets sandwiched between me and Vettel, and just spins us out completely as Vettel backs out, because Schumacher was hooked on our rear tyre. So now we fell out of the points positions, down into P14, Schumacher out of the session, Dan Ticktum out of the session. Here's Vettel's perspective, you see, he slowed down, and then there he takes off Schumacher's front right wheel, but takes no damage to his car himself. Absolutely crazy. Here's Dan Ticktum's perspective as Vettel accelerates and takes out Schumacher. He also takes out Dan Ticktum too. That's a huge crash. Lewis Hamilton got caught to the back there behind all of this crash and stuff, and that's a great camera angle. Nice one for that, Codemasters. We don't see anything on that camera angle. You see all the debris there though. Zhou Guanyu as well get caught up at the back. Safety car out on lap 8 here. We were lucky not to take any front wing damage. And I decided to come into the pits. Vettel and Latifi in the pits in front, and I think, you know what, let's go into the pits. Hamilton, Magnussen behind on soft tyres. This pit stop is going to work out in the favour of the people who are running a one stop. Can we try and make hard tyres last 29 laps though? Or not 29, sorry, the whole race is 29 laps, 20 laps on hard tyres. Can we do it? Let's find out. Latifi out of the pits now. He comes out in front of us. Magnussen still behind us though, and a slow Williams Nicholas Latifi in front. We came into the pits in P14 and we're actually going to come out in P13. I don't know who we overtook there, or if I'm tripping, but yeah, I think I'm tripping. It's actually Lewis Hamilton behind us coming out of the pits. I think I said it was Magnussen, didn't I? I don't know where I got that from. But like I mentioned in the last race in Brazil, the good part of boxing behind a safety car is you can warm your tyres up without having to worry about losing time in race conditions, being cold tyres, being on cold tyres. So yeah, safety car restart, very tricky one to get right in Abu Dhabi. I'm just waiting for the message to say lapped cars can unlap themselves, or can they? I don't know what the rules are at this track. I don't know if lapped cars are allowed to overtake or not. But getting back to the race, like I say, in Brazil, it's a massive straight before you get to the edge of the safety car line. So it's very easy to get the jump on the drivers in front of you. But with Abu Dhabi, there's a massive corner. Well, not even a massive corner. I don't know what is a massive corner. I don't know. There's a 90-degree corner right before you get to the finish line, and then you can start accelerating, and then straight away you're into turn 1 again. Speaking of turn 1, there goes Lewis Hamilton up the inside. He's not going to be able to make a move through there. But yeah, you see Latifi got the drop on us. We couldn't just couldn't keep up with him. So hard to try and judge the restart on a track like this where you don't really have much of a run-off point. I try and cover the inside a little bit into the chicane there, so Lewis Hamilton can't do a Max Verstappen and go up the inside on us after the safety car. So yeah, now down the back straight, using a lot of battery. You know, this season I've told you we're focused on those battery upgrades. We've actually maxed out for this season on battery upgrades. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton, look at the straight line speed of that Mercedes down to the chicane. We go late on the brakes. Latifi there. I think Hamilton actually made contact with Latifi because Hamilton tried to send it up the inside of us. Latifi very slow through the chicane, and Hamilton, that's exactly where he was going. And a lap later, yeah, Hamilton had to go into the pits for a new front wing, and there goes Latifi. He's watching the inside. We're going to go around the outside. Latifi locks up, almost make contact with us. We have to take evasive action there because Latifi locked his brakes, and this idiot has nearly caused 2 collisions in 2 laps. Latifi, get out of the way, bro. I'm much faster than you, and I've got points to try and score here. Lance Stroll, way off in the distance in the point positions. Don't know exactly where he is, but for sure, we are scoring 0 points this race, and Lance Stroll is scoring points. We're still trying to get P9 in the Constructors' Championship. DRS enabled this lap, and we're right on the tail of Latifi, and I'm just hoping down the back straight now we will be able to take Latifi and clear him with ease, so we can try and attack Albon and get back into the point spots. Because, like I say, we do need those points. But Latifi, we've been showing a lot more pace than him, and finally we're going to get past him this lap. And the safety car's deployed. Maybe we're not going to get past him this lap, because there's another safety car out just 2 laps after the last one. Let's see what happened to Sergio Perez. Someone's off the track, and they came back onto the track, and a lot of debris flying off the red Ferrari there. It looks like one of the Mercedes in front. Huge lock up there for the Mercedes, but Perez couldn't go past. Let's see, on board with Charles Leclerc. It's George Russell off the track. He comes back onto the track. Light contact, it looked like, but very high speed, and Charles Leclerc has lost his whole front wing, as you can see there. Front wing flying off the track. Leclerc's got no front wing. He's going to have to come in and box again. And yeah, so with Leclerc into the pits for a new front wing, we're up into P11. I think, are we? No, yeah, we are, but I don't, have we overtook Leclerc? I don't know, ignore me. But yeah, so right on the tail still. Yes, no, it makes sense now. Yeah, we're in P11 and the points are in front of us. But we do have Fernando Alonso behind us. He's not going to give up too easy. He looks like he had a bit of a snap of oversteer himself there, coming through turn 3. I don't actually know turn numbers. I need to stop saying them. But down the straight again, you see Latifi gets the jump on us on the safety car restart, and it's so annoying because we were right about to get past him, and then another safety car came out. So hopefully that is it for the end of the race, and there's no more safety cars. Now we can just focus on our race and getting past Latifi late on the brakes into the chicane there. Almost contact. I don't know how there wasn't contact, but we do manage to get past Latifi. That was from way downtown. Steph Curry-esque, pulling up from way downtown and splashing up the inside of Latifi. Pause. Down into the hairpin now. We're chasing down his teammate Alex Albon, and we started to put in some solid laps towards the end of this race. I won't lie, these hard tyres really came alive for me, even though they were very worn, and you'll see the wear soon in a few laps. They were very worn, most we've seen this season for tyre wear. But we're trying to set up Alex Albon. He covers the inside. Can we go around the outside like we did on Sebastian Vettel on lap 1? And we can. Up the outside, or around the outside I should say. Albon taking a lot of curb through the first turn of the chicane. And then we managed to get past Albon, and we're up into P9. Lance Stroll up in P7. I don't actually know the point difference between P9 and P7, but all I know is that I want to get ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, the man in front, 1.5 seconds ahead. Can we do anything to try and get past Yuki Tsunoda and try and get to Lance Stroll? I think the way the maths worked out while I was driving, I thought I need to get ahead of Tsunoda, otherwise Aston Martin will finish ahead of us. I don't know if that's the correct maths, but while I was driving, that's all I could think about. We need to get ahead of Tsunoda, finish behind Stroll, and then we'll be okay in the Constructors' Championship. So we do actually put in, we take a second off the gap to the car in front, and we managed to get within DRS range of Tsunoda. Like I say, putting in some great laps. We've set a green Sector 1 there, and Sector 2 on lap 23.
Turbochargers on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
And yeah, our engineer letting us know that engine is getting battered, bro. Look at that, 73% wear on the gearbox, 67% wear on the turbocharger, and I'm sure the turbo is what gives a lot of power to the engine. I don't actually know what the turbocharger does. Even the MGU-H there, 62% wear, showing a lot of wear on this engine, battered engine, and battered tyres, but we're still pushing as hard as we can. Still 5 laps left in this race in Abu Dhabi. We have the rear wing open, chasing Yuki Tsunoda, and all I can think about, we need to catch him. We need to overtake Tsunoda and even get ahead of Stroll. You see the gap we put into Stroll. Stroll right now in our sights, and look at that gap that we've just made up on Tsunoda into the braking zone there. Made so much time every lap just into that braking zone. Opening the DRS ring again. Can we set up Tsunoda for a move here on lap 24? I'm going to pull to the inside to try and make Tsunoda move there, but he doesn't. We've just set a purple Sector 2. That's the fastest Sector 2 out of any car in this race so far. I don't know how we've managed that in this absolute tractor of a car, but I was in the zone for these last 10 laps of this race. Literally in the zone. Just nothing could stop me. We were chasing down Tsunoda. You see we're right on his tail now. Hopefully he has a little moment through here like Latifi doesn't go into the wall, but he doesn't. Not that I wish anyone to crash, but you know, it is what it is. Here we go then, lap 28, there's only one lap left. We try and go late on the brakes again to make up that gap, and we go way too late to overshoot the marks. We have to cut the curb there because we wasn't going to make the corner. Obviously that's an illegal overtake on Tsunoda, so we have to hand that position back. But even though we did an illegal overtake, we still get DRS, and we're even closer to Tsunoda now. A bit of cheating if you want to call it that, but we have to take evasive action. I tried to go late on the brakes. We haven't even made the overtake. We're going too wide with Tsunoda through the swooping left-hander. Who's going to come out on top here? It's still too wide with Tsunoda as we try and charge up some battery because we've been using it all in this battle. Tsunoda off the track there. He's going to yield that position, and we are up into P8. Lance Stroll, now the car ahead. There's only, I don't even know how many points gap, 1 or 2 point gap, so it's definitely not a 5-point gap between me and Lance Stroll. And if we can keep the car on the track and in one piece, then we will finish P9 in the Constructors' Championship here. What a drive from us these last 10 laps. And here, we're checking out the car. We've got a red warning on the tyres now. 60% wear on the front tyres, 50% wear on the rear tyres. Absolutely screaming to come off the car, these tyres. They are absolutely dead, but one lap left. We are pushing still as hard as we can to try and stay ahead of Yuki Tsunoda and finish P8 in this race. And yeah, going through the hairpin now, just understeering everywhere, oversteering everywhere, tyres absolutely gone. It looks like Tsunoda that was suffering the same problem, because remember, we put these tyres on lap 9 behind the safety car, so these have gone 20 laps when they were only supposed to do, like, I don't even know how many they were supposed to do, 16 maybe, if that, 15 or something. I think the original strategy was 16 laps. So yeah, absolutely dead. But the second DRS zone, Tsunoda's going to be too far back to try and make a move there. We've still got one little section left. Coming through the final corner, we're just going to park it on the apex so Tsunoda can't send anything in the last corner. And we are going to cross the line in P8, just behind Lance Stroll in P7, Sebastian Vettel outside of the points, and we are going to finish P9 in the Constructors' Championship because of that race there. What a race that was. Those last like 10 laps, you know, I wish I could do extended videos and just upload the whole race, but people would probably get bored of that. But literally, those last 10 laps, I was in the zone, just hitting the laps. We set a purple sector 2. That's crazy to me. Like, I don't know where we got that speed from. But yeah, we just kept improving, kept pushing till the end, and we managed to secure P9. Max Verstappen wins in Abu Dhabi. I've said that before. I have said that before. But let's not talk about last year. So Verstappen comes out on top. I swear Leclerc won the championship and then just dipped, bro. He won the championship in Singapore, was it? And then he's not won a race since. So I don't know what Leclerc's up to at Ferrari. Don't know what they're up to, full stop, with their car in this career mode. It's looking like Mercedes, like I say, are going to be one of the best teams for Season 2. Definitely going to look at that Mercedes engine. That's one thing we needed to discuss. The engines provider, obviously you can't see the stats yet. I can't see the stats yet until I advance in the game. First things first, the teammates, which we'll get to. But yeah, I'm just going to pick whatever's the best engine that isn't Ferrari, because I think we went Ferrari this season and we've had so many problems with it. So yeah, it's looking like it'll probably be Mercedes engine. Or did we go Mercedes? I actually can't even remember. Did we go Mercedes this year or Ferrari? I really don't know, but it is what it is. We finished P8, and yeah, 2 points the gap between me and Stroll. So no, I think we would have finished ahead anyway, even if we finished behind Tsunoda. But oh well, there's the confirmation. We finished P9 in the Constructors' standings. Finished P15, I think, in the driver standings, which isn't bad at all for our first season. Out of what, 23 drivers on the leaderboard, and we finished P15 out of 23. That's not too bad. Dan Sixton, obviously DNF in this race, just got caught up, wrong place, wrong time, and yeah, man. So checking out the standings one more time, Charles Leclerc wins the Drivers' Championship. Actually, Red Bull overtook Mercedes, I think, there. Oh, it's the return of the bonus clip. Remember this? We haven't done it for a while. One last time. Sponsored by no one. Let's get into the bonus clip. So at the start of the race, remember this? There was a car sideways on the grid. It was Esteban Ocon. He must have spun on the formation lap doing burnouts or something, because then he starts the race, has to reverse and then pull his car back on. Don't know what that guy was thinking, but that was comical at the start of the race. I've never seen that before. A car being sideways on the grid. That's funny as. But we get back to HQ and we lose 500 resource points for no reason. I don't know why that happened, but it is what it is. And yeah, obviously no more races till Season 2 now, but we can still make upgrades to the car. We're going to go ahead and pick up a DRS upgrade. That makes the DRS slot wider, I think, or something like that. Even though there's only a certain limit you can have it in the regulations, but It says that it makes it wider, so more air passes through it, so you get less drag on the straights and you go faster with the DRS wing open. Our engine cover upgrade fails. No biggie, we'll just redo that before Season 2. Need to focus on our chassis next season. That's where I want to focus the upgrades, I think. And yeah, so just advancing through, and now it is time for contract renewal. Who do we get as our teammate? Let's check out the drivers market, see who's available, see who we can even get as our teammate. So we'll sort it by market value. We have 7.6 million in the bank, so let's scroll down to 7.5 and see who we can get. So it starts off with Esteban Ocon, definitely not. Yuki Tsunoda, definitely not. Lance Stroll, definitely not. Nicholas Latifi, definitely not. Kevin Magnussen, not a bad shout. Or Mick Schumacher. Do we get one of the Haas drivers? I wouldn't be mad with either of those two in our second seat. And then we have a lot of legends to go through. Jacques Villeneuve, Jenson Button, possibly a good shout. Obviously, one-time world champion. Felipe Massa, great driver. And the legends are so cheap on this game. David Coulthard, Nico Hülkenberg. Do we go with Nico so we can shout his name? Or do we go with Mark Webber? He's not bad for a number 2 driver. Should we pick up Mark Webber in that second seat? Let us know in the comments. I think I'd rather go for a current F1 driver. Or do we pick up Piastri again? Try and do like a project and build the car and build our teammate at the same time? Let me know what you think in the comments. I actually like the idea of picking up Oscar Piastri again and trying to build him up as we build the car, because he did impress me for the first half of the season, I won't lie. Didn't score any points, but like he was getting good results in that. But yeah, so let me know, do we go with one of the legends? I feel like the legends is just a cop-out though, because they're so cheap. Like, how is Nicholas Latifi more expensive than Jenson Button? Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, we finished P9 in the Constructors' Championship, and that is brilliant for us because we have 2 9s on the car. So to pick up a third 9, you know, you love to see it. Whole 9 yards. Shout out to Mallory Bros as always. Whole 9. Let me know in the comments, people. Who do we get as our teammate, engine provider, whatever. We're going to run a shortened Season 2 with a shortened calendar. Cut some of the races off while we try and build the car up. And yeah, just one more thank you for all the support through Season 2. I will see you for the pre-season video next week, people. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know the vibes. And I'll catch us next time. Take it easy.